Hi, this is your boy Brad Addo, and welcome to a daily 3-minute dose of learning how to make your money work for you, just like the banks. This is part two of learning how to invest into the currency market and to make profit. And now we're going to show you exactly how you can make profit, just like the banks make profit. So check this out. As you see on my whiteboard screen, basically I have the banks and I have you. So this is what happens, okay? Now remember I gave you that figure that the US dollar, the U dot S dollar, get out of here. Okay. The US dollar, okay, is equal to the Canadian dollar, $1.32. Okay, boom. Okay, so this is how the banks is playing, okay? So the banks is saying, guess what? For every time the US dollar, for every time the Canadian dollar moves 1/10 of a point, because this is the $1.32, and these are some fractions of a cent. Okay, so these fractions of a cent, like I said, can be a pretty penny to you. Okay, so I'm highlighting this so you can pay attention. Okay, so what happens? The banks will say, well, guess what? For every because the banks, for instance, the banks is working with, let's just say $1,000,000. Okay, everybody's got direct deposits, so the banks has easily well over $1,000,000. I'm just using $1,000,000 just for references. Okay, so let's just say the bank said, guess what? We got $1,000,000 to invest into the Canadian currency. So every time the Canadian currency moves a fraction of a point, okay, so this becomes, instead of 32.17, which is where the market is at right now, okay, if it moves to 32.18, okay, we want a capital gain. We want a gain of $1,000 per point, okay, $1,000 per point, okay. So with that being said, let me just paste what I've already done, okay, boom. So with that being said, $1,000 per point, okay, boom. Get this out the way. Okay, so every fraction of a cent it moves up, they earn $1,000. Okay, so basically, boom, 32.17, $1.32, and 17th fraction of a cent. Okay, $1,000 per point. Okay, so basically, the Canadian dollar moved up on the market today to 32.18. Okay, pays the bank $1,000 because it moved up a fraction of a cent. Okay, boom, it moved up another cent, another fraction of a cent, 32.19, $1,000. That's another $1,000. Okay, so it's $1,000 per point for each point that it moves up. So let's take this number again. The original number was $1.32, 17th of fractions. Okay, let's say it moved up 10 points. What's plus 10 points? That would be 32.17 plus 10 points plus a 10-point move. Okay, 32.17 plus a 10-point move will equal 32.27. Then the banks is getting $1,000 per point. That's 10 points. That's a $10,000 gain. Okay, easily. Now it can move up. It can move up these tenths of a cent within minutes. So basically, the banks can get a $10,000 gain within minutes, and then they cut you a whopping 0.01% into your savings. Okay, this is how they're able to give you that small amount of interest. Now they can actually do you better because they can give you more. I mean, they just made a $10,000 gain off in 5 minutes, but they're doing more than that. Okay. Now you probably saying you don't have that much money to invest. So let's say you starting off with $200. We're going to say for every fraction of a point that it moves up, I want to invest $2 a point. Okay, so you're going to invest $2 a point. So basically, this is you're getting basically $2 per point. Okay, so if it moves up $1.328, Okay, from 32.17 to 32.18. Guess what? You just earned $2. Okay, let's just say it moved up that same thing from 32.27 from okay, so it moved from 32.17. Okay. It moved from 32.17 to 32.27. That's a total of a 10-point difference. Okay. 10-point difference in a buy. Okay. And you're at $2 per point. $2 per point. So what's 10 times 2? That's going to give you a $20 gain in that same 5 minutes or 10 minutes or however long it took to make a profit. Okay. Now, if you're probably saying, Brad, I don't get it, just watch this video over and over again. However, you started with $200. You could actually put more or less on it. You could have actually invested $5 per point, so that would have gave you a $50 gain, or it could have been a $1 per point that could have gave you a $10 gain after a 10-point difference in a buy. So this is how you can currently invest into the currency market and make money immediately. Okay, now once you get this $20 gain, you can actually take this from the market, put it into your account, and spend it immediately. It may take like an hour or two, depending on how you're transferring it, but you can have access to this money now. No penalty to withdraw, no anything. These are strategies of active investors. Okay, we're not depending on a 5 to 10% gain down a year. We can get gain 10, 20% gain. Right now, I just showed you a 10% gain, because 10% of $200 is $20, right? I just showed you a 10% gain that you could possibly make in 5 minutes. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, becoming an active investor. If you want to know more, as always, holler at your boy, inbox me. I can send you some details. Stay tuned to my next video. I got more stuff I'm showing you. This is not just about foreign currency. How about if I talk about this crypto space, okay? Right now, it's on the up and up. Thank you for tuning in as always. Peace and blessings.